Hi everybody, and welcome to another digital currency overview. In today's focus, we'll be taking a look at Bitcoin against the US dollar, and the current analysis, as well as the starting point for today's discussion, will be off the lows of the 25th of June. This date is important because from a Hurst cycle perspective, it represents the starting point of the current 20-week cycle phase. However, before we take a look at what the cycles are telling us, one point that I do want to stress, and this is primarily on the back of the recent sharp sell-off that we've seen in Bitcoin, is that we should not be underestimating the relative importance of the 6,000 and potentially even the 5,000 level. We've seen over the past couple of months Bitcoin survive a test of 6,000. However, if there were a clear and a sustainable break of 6,000 and potentially even the 5,000 level, which was mentioned in the financial press earlier this week, this would have a significant bearish impact on sentiment, not just from a medium-term perspective, but perhaps over the longer-term time horizon as well. So certainly pay close attention to both of these levels over the coming weeks. From a cycle perspective, the first point that I want to stress is that the 80-day cycle is close to completion. If we can successfully identify the trough of the 80-day cycle, we'll then in turn successfully identify the starting point of the next 80-day cycle. And this is important from a timing perspective because it would suggest at least potentially some scope for Bitcoin to recover. Being able to successfully identify the trough of the 80-day cycle is done in conjunction with the current 40-day phase. All of these troughs will coincide. Therefore, being able to also identify the trough of the 40-day cycle means that we fine-tune our ability to identify the trough of the 80-day cycle phase. Just looking ahead, the focus over the coming weeks will be on this important cycle-related trend line. When drawing trend lines using the Hurst cycle approach, they need to correspond to a particular cycle. And this trend line that you see in front of you is a reflection of the first two 40-day cycle phases of the current 20-week cycle. Although price action is not trading anywhere near the trend line at this point in time, it could represent an important resistance line, certainly if we were to see some recovery in Bitcoin over the next couple of weeks as the next 80-day cycle phase unfolds. So, to summarize then, the current 20-week cycle phase began on the 25th of June. Both 6,000 and 5,000 are very important psychological levels, and their importance should not be underestimated. The first 80-day cycle is close to completion, as is the current 40-day phase. In terms of how the cycles are related to each other at present, the 10-day cycle is pointing up, the 20-day, the 40-day, and the 80-day cycles are pointing down, and the 20-week cycle is still currently in an upward phase. That's it for today. Thanks once again for watching, and hopefully you can join me next time. Bye for now.